Welcome everybody, welcome. It must be 12 o'clock. So today we're blessed with Kelly girl. Tomorrow's a big day for Kelly girl. Tomorrow's her birthday. Yay. Happy birthday, Kelly girl.
Thank you.
And gang, today we're going to be talking, we got a couple of things to talk about. First of all, the last 2 days I've been talking about fly lining and how important it is. I got some clients that have been sending me some messages saying, hey, Captain Dave, my bait, or the bait at the bait barge sucks, or this or that. Or gang, if you have a small boat with a built-in bait tank, or a big boat with a built-in bait tank where the bait doesn't have an ability to swim, that's why your bait dies. Your bait has to be able to swim. It's super important. And if the broker sold you a boat, told you that there's a live well in it, there is. There absolutely is a live well on your boat, so that if you're able to catch if you're over at Catalina and you get a largemouth bass, you can take it.
Wow.
You can call me. We're going to bring the news crews. We're going to do everything we can on social media. We're going to come down. We're going to take a picture of your largemouth bass.
I don't think you've even done that before.
No, because I have a bait tank on most of the boats I drive, and we actually have bait that stays alive. A bait tank has to be round or oval in shape, and the bait has to be able to swim in one direction. It can't just be like an aquarium. The bait's going to die. And when you're fly lining baits, it's super important to have live bait. So we're just going to touch on that for a second, but the big thing is, it's 4th of July weekend. You're all taking your wives and your girlfriends and your spouses out on your boat. This is why you bought your boat. This is the big weekend. You're all excited to go out on your boat. But listen, Kelly's here to talk to you. Those of you that don't really have a clue of how you should present yourself proper when you take your wife or your girlfriend or your spouse or your significant other out on the boat. So Kelly's going to talk a little bit about how important it is to make sure that they have a really good time when they go out on the boat, because you remember the reason why you're allowed to have that boat is because your wife or your girlfriend signed off on the fact that you're going to have a boat. So here we go, Kelly. Explain to them how important it is to make sure that it's fun.
Well, first things first, and I think this is very important, is you want to check the weather. Check the weather the day before, because you want it to be nice, calm, and flat and glassy.
Is that because that's how it looked in the brochure that
because
you got them to sign off on?
When you showed me the brochure when you were wanting to get your boat, all the pictures, it looked beautiful, flat, glassy, calm. That's what I like. So you want to make sure that you're not going when the weather's cruddy, because if it is, we are not going to have fun at all. I mean, I think I speak for a lot of significant others out there that we want to have fun. We don't want it to be bumpy and all that. So check the weather. You want it to be calm and nice weather. What else?
Well, wouldn't it, when you go out fishing, wouldn't it be important to catch something?
Well, of course.
So how would you make sure that you're going to be able to catch something? What would you do? What would be the first thing?
We want to first make sure we have bait.
What about knowledge?
Oh, well,
with a website?
well, of course.
So would it be good to be involved in some website?
Yes, absolutely. You want to have a plan. You want to know where you're going and how are you going. How do you know where to go? So make sure you're hooked up to some resource, a website, maybe like yoursaltwaterguide.com.
Yoursaltwaterguide.com. That's a good place to get some information.
That's the place to go for your information, because that information is always spot on. It's current, it's up to date, and I know the guy that runs it, and I know he puts a lot of effort into it. So make sure you have a plan, because you want to catch fish.
When you take your significant other out, it's kind of important because they've heard all about the hype.
Oh yeah. So you got to live up to that hype, right?
And you want to catch fish when you take your girlfriend, wife, or significant other out fishing, right?
Absolutely.
Techniques are kind of important.
Yes, and you can get all this
Fly line?
Fly lining, yes. That's the only way I like to fish, really.
Live bait right on the surface?
Right, my bait, I want a hook, a line, hook, bait. That's it.
And what about what we were talking about earlier before we went live?
Oh, so you're going fishing, you're going to Catalina. Don't not go on the island. Take your significant other, go onto the island, go shopping, go out to lunch or breakfast or whatever. Buy your significant other a little present or make it a fun, special day. It doesn't have to be just fishing the entire day. Break it up a little. Go visit the island. It's so beautiful. There's so much to see and do. And a lot of great restaurants. A lot of great restaurants to choose from. So make it super cool. It doesn't have to all be fishing.
Doesn't have to all be about trophy fishing?
No, not at all. That's like, as far as priorities go, that's at the bottom.
So you don't want to go offshore and drive around all day and get the living shit kicked out of you?
No. Not when you have your significant other with you. I mean, there might be some that are into that, and that's okay. But maybe not. Maybe set aside, do that for another time. You want to make it a special time. Go out on the island and enjoy it.
Right. What about going potty?
Oh my gosh, you have to have a place to go potty on your boat. I know you've tried to get me to just
let it hang. Hang it over the side.
And I don't care. There could be like no boat within any visual distance. I am not going to do that. That's just me. I want a place to go potty. Even if it's a bucket, that's not ideal. But if you can figure something out, that is pretty important. Pretty important for sure. Definitely need a place to potty.
And what about staying out all day?
No,
what do you think?
we don't want to stay out all day. That's no.
You don't want to get up super early?
No. I mean, we getting up and going early, but not, not at the...
Don't drag it out forever.
No.
Especially here's what I would think. If you don't have a plan and you didn't get involved in Fish Dope or Billy K Fishing or somebody's website, maybe even yoursaltwaterguide.com with access to over 1,000 spots and game plans every Thursday. If you don't have a plan and you get over to Catalina or you go to fish along the coast and what you find yourself doing all day is following other boats because you have absolutely no idea, how boring is that going to be for your spouse? Or let's just say you brought your kids fishing.
Oh, gosh.
God, how sucked would that be to not have a plan? Yeah. You're actually going out on your boat. You spent your hard-earned money. It's your time off. And you're going to go out there and just wing it with no plan? Let me explain something to you. I've been running sport boats and yachts my whole life, 47 years. I never ever leave the dock in the morning thinking, I'm just going to go wing it today. No, I gather all the information that I can possibly gather with my code group, which is phenomenal. It's huge. But I take all that information because even if it's not Kelly, let's just pretend like it's somebody else. If it's Kelly, we're going to make sure that it's going to be the most bitchinest day ever. But if you're taking your friends, they all have an idea that you are actually going to put together the best possible trip for them to be successful when they go fishing. Because when people go fishing, they actually want to catch fish, right?
Fish, absolutely.
And that's part of the fun and the whole thing. But you got to have a plan, gang. I don't wing it.
No.
My buddies Pete Grossbeck, Steve Lasley, Todd Manser, they gather as much intel as they can.
Yes. So here's Dave. Here's a little kind of just to give you an idea of what Dave does when he's not out on the water, when he's at home. At the end of the day, Dave is on his phone. He's on the computer. He's on buoy weather. He's on windy. He's looking at the weather for the following day. He's coming up with a plan. Dave doesn't leave the house without a plan. So
Ever.
He's
That's
always
about life.
you do so much what's the word I'm looking for?
Pre-planning.
Pre-planning. You definitely, and you'll be up late at night.
And all of you should be doing that every time you leave on your boat. The last thing you bought your boat for was to go follow other boats and fish for boats. You want to have a plan. You want to have a bunch of spots. You want to have an opportunity that when you take Kelly girl or whoever your wife or girlfriend is or significant other, let's just say your significant other is planning on having a great day out on the boat. You better have a plan. You better not just go winging it. You got to be involved in something, gang. If you don't have access to calling all these superstar captains, if you don't have access to calling all of them, then you better have some type of access to information, whether it be Fish Dope or Billy K or whatever it is. Your saltwater guide. I know that I ask a lot of money from you, gang. $4.99. So make sure that if $4.99 is way too far out for you to go to grab information, then go over to one of the other websites that charge a phenomenal amount of money and you can grab some information too. But information is key, right, honey?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And tell them one more time, because we're going to sign off here. We've had everybody on here way too long. What is your expectation when you go out on the boat? What are a couple of things real quick? Retouch them. You already talked about them, but
I just want to have a nice day, calm weather.
What if the wind starts to blow? What do you want to do?
I want to go.
Tell them.
Yeah, if it's blowing, we're not going. So if you're already out on the water and it starts blowing, I think I'd like to head in.
That steering wheel, you can turn the boat around and go home, right?
Yeah, you can save the day. Doesn't have to be,
And then go have a nice lunch or go shopping or go do something.
Yeah.
But don't keep your significant other out there when it sucks. No. When it sucks, guess what? The next time you want to go, hey, Kelly, you want to go again?
No way.
You don't want to go. You're like, I'm not going if it's blowing, right? You're not going.
Absolutely. So make it a special day. Make it a fun day. And it's not about that trophy fish. It's just make your significant other happy.
The day you get to take your wife or girlfriend or significant other out, gang, it's the day that you have to have. You got to be spot on and you got to pay attention to everything around you. And when the wind starts to blow, it's like, don't even ask her, hey, do you want to go? She doesn't want to be out there. She doesn't want to be out there, gang. Don't put the ball in her court. She did.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that.
You gotta just stand up and go. You gotta just go home. It's time to go. All right?
Right.
So I hope you got a lot out of this. Hopefully. Kelly girl, don't forget tomorrow, Kelly girl's birthday. And if you're watching us on Instagram, she's
Real Housewife of Cabo.
Real Housewife of Cabo, Kelly Stice, Kelly Hansen.
Yep.
So, gang, check us out. We will be here for you again on Monday. We'll have another little show for you Monday. You guys have a great weekend. Happy 4th of July. Remember,
happy 4th of July.
If you're going out on your boat this weekend, it's going to be absolute mayhem. Mayhem. There's going to be